Scary African folklore horror movies you need to see. These films don't rely on jump scares alone. They dig into spiritual legends, cultural trauma, and supernatural terror born from ancient beliefs, from shadowy spirits to deadly curses. These are the horror stories that haunt generations. His House 2020. You can leave the war behind, but something always follows you. In his house, a Sudanese couple escapes the violence of their home country and seeks asylum in the UK. The government gives them a rundown house on the outskirts of London, but peace is nowhere to be found. Soon, they begin to hear whispers in the walls, see shadows in the night, and realize something horrifying. They are not alone. An Apeth, a spirit of vengeance from Dinkla folklore, has crossed the sea with them. It's tied to guilt, grief, and the past they try to bury. Why it's worth your time combines refugee trauma with traditional African mythology. The horror is psychological, emotional, and deeply symbolic. Powerful performances and haunting visuals. The real terror isn't the ghost, it's what you did to summon it. The Soul Collector 2019. He doesn't speak of his past, but the land remembers. Set in rural South Africa, the Soul Collector follows a man named Lazarus, who takes a job at the remote farm. But Lazarus is not just a worker. He's a man bound to a tragic fate. With him comes an ancient curse, a dark, bird-like spirit from Zulu folklore known as the Impundulu, or lightning bird. Feeds on the souls of the dying, and it follows him everywhere. Why this one stands out? A slow-burning atmospheric tale of grief and mysticism introduces viewers to lesser-known South African legends. The horror is intimate, folkloric, and emotionally complex. Some spirits don't rest because they were never meant to. Candisha 2020. Be careful who you summon. Some names shouldn't be spoken out loud. In a gritty Paris suburb, 3 teenage girls accidentally invoke Ayicha Kandisha, a legendary jinn from Moroccan folklore, after a traumatic event involving one of them. What starts as a way to seek revenge turns into a curse. Candisha is beautiful, but monstrous. She haunts the girls, targeting men, striking with brutal vengeance. What makes it terrifying? The folklore is chilling and rooted in real Moroccan myth. The creature design is striking, both ethereal and horrifying. It's a story of trauma, sisterhood, and supernatural consequences. They thought they were in control, but Candisha never listens. Candisha only takes. Saloum 2021. Guns, spirits don't mix, but in Saloum, everything collides. More action thriller than traditional horror, Saloum follows a trio of elite African mercenaries, the Hyenas, who crash land in a remote Senegalese village after a mission. But their sanctuary is hiding secrets. The village is cursed, the land is sacred, and something older than all of them is rising. Blending West African mysticism, local legends, and supernatural horror, this genre-bending film is fast-paced, stylish, and unforgettable. Why it's worth watching: a rare mix of African folklore and Tarantino-style action, deeply rooted in Senegalese history and mythology. Unique atmosphere with a killer soundtrack and creepy visuals. In Saloum, it's not the bullets you should fear, it's what's buried beneath the soil. Nanny 2022. She crossed the ocean for a better life, but something crossed with her. In Nanny, an undocumented Senegalese woman named Aisha works as a nanny in New York City, trying to save money to bring her son over from Africa. But as she's drawn deeper into the life of the wealthy white family she works for, strange visions begin to haunt her, of water, of drowning, of a woman's voice calling her name. The spirit is Mami Wata, a powerful water deity in West African lore. Is she guiding Aisha or warning her? What makes this haunting? A slow, poetic horror film that explores motherhood, migration, and fear. Uses folklore not just for fear but for emotional storytelling. Less gore, more dread, with dreamlike imagery that lingers. The American dream can become a nightmare, especially when the past refuses to let go. Final thoughts: modern horror rooted in ancient spirits. These African folklore horror movies prove that some of the most powerful scares don't come from slashers or jump scares, but from spirits, myths, and the legacy of our ancestors. They challenge what horror can be: culturally rich, spiritually intense, deeply human. Watch these with the lights off, and don't forget, in folklore, monsters aren't always fiction. Sometimes they are warnings. So, the next time you think of watching Animal Planet with a landscape like Africa, beautiful nature, wonderful animals, maybe consider looking up some African films because they have a nice cinema in their continent. Very nice movies you should watch. Figure it out. Bye bye.